Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be redrawing a picture I made back in 2014. Most of the process will be shown in time-lapse, but there are going to be some parts that are in real time, because I do some talking there. So enjoy! Alright, it's time to redo this image here. Probably for the last time too. So the very first one I did was from 2014. Next one after that was about 3 years later. And the one after that, 2 years later. So, I guess the goal for this one I'm gonna be essentially pretty much drawing the same image over again. But this time, it's gonna be... I'm not gonna worry about how it looks or how I improve, because that's not my goal for this particular redraw of this one. It was when I did from here to here, from 2014 to 2017, I did want to see how I improved over time, and there was a big difference. But when I did from 2017 to 2019, I guess for that, it's more... I wanted to see how far I could push the design. Because, like, here is like a kind of like a typical mermaid look. I wanted to make this mermaid look more fish-like instead of like a... let's see. Say if it were humans, just having a human body attached to a fish body. I wanted to do something a little more than just that. Kind of mix them together so they look like they actually would work. What I'm trying to say is, I want to design this mermaid character to not look like two separate things that were suddenly put together. I don't mind the design of usual mermaids, but sometimes it's nice to change things up. So yeah. Let's get into this. For this one, it's going to be more based on the style of which I do this redraw. So I'm going to be drawing these two, as you saw over in the other examples. But this is the style that they're going to be drawn in. I wanted to find a style that was a bit more simple. So usually I draw characters and you can see all their fingers and their toes and stuff like that. But for here, I simplified it so I don't have to draw the fingers or the toes. So yeah. I want to have like two different styles. Even though this one is much simpler, there's still effort put into it. I just want a style that I can work in that's a little faster. Alright, now to get into actually drawing. So I gotta get down the pose. I usually do this straight from scratch, because I do somehow end up changing up the pose a little bit in each of these, kind of a progression. But I'm not sure if I want to go back to being at how it was in this one as far as the pose goes. But I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna draw this pose and this pose here and see how it will look. Because this pose right here is essentially this one. Let's see. Got character here. It's kind of looking upwards. His neck is right there, and then his body. Make sure I follow along with this. It's got kind of a really long bean-shaped body, if you think about it. Breaking things down into shapes. Let's see. Sketch. Go. Make that bigger. And make sure to save. I do not want to have to deal with that. I know I had several times where I was working on something and then I didn't save for like a whole hour's worth of time, and the program decided time to crash. I lost everything, and I'm just like, no! No! But sometimes I'm recording it so I can kind of save it that way, but even then, that's a lot of effort and energy that has to go back into it. But hey, sometimes maybe that needed to happen. Maybe I need to look at it again with fresher eyes. Or maybe I need to see if I was really gonna actually finish that one. I don't know. Alright. Okay. Looks like I changed up that. Yeah, I'm kind of mixing both of them together somehow. I didn't even go back to look at that one at the bottom, but for some reason it feels better to draw it with the legs separate to make the form more visible. I usually, if my sketch starts getting a little too full, I'll like erase it a little bit, or make it like lighter without erasing the whole thing completely. So I can go back over it and add some more lines in there. This line right here that I'm drawing is supposed to indicate the spine, and the tail is essentially connected to the spine. It's an extension of it. So wherever that spine ends at, wherever the tail is going to come out, this will help me to figure out the direction of that. So maybe I want something like this. Which kind of goes along with this one. I kind of like that curve out. So it goes like that and just curves out. But maybe instead of having it curve inward like this, I might have it curve outward to follow in a particular direction. So it won't just go like this. I want it to be like he's being pulled upwards. So he's going in this direction. In this one and this one, he's kind of floating there. They're both just floating there. But in this one, I put it in a certain direction. So they're going up. Because he's trying to breathe. You gotta get up. You gotta get up and out of that water. So that's the goal. I sort of figure it out as I go. Now for his arms, I'm gonna need to know what pose she's gonna be in to make this work. Because that's the point where they're intersecting, they're making some kind of contact. Like right here. His arms are out a bit more because she's pulling him up. So when I started working on the other character, I decided to stick with the redesign of the mermaid. I like the older design of the mermaid, but I feel that the redesign helps this piece flow better. It also gave me the opportunity to see what this redesign would look like in the more simplified style.
At this point, I'm readjusting the pose of the characters to make them work better with each other. I have a direction that the characters are going, so I'm changing things to lead to that direction. Now that I have a pose that I want, I made a new layer and started to define the features of each character. I sketched out the basic idea of where the eyes would go and the way that the hair and the fins flow. At this stage, I'm thinking about the fact that they're underwater, and the water has its own force.
Here should flow in some way, like right here it's kind of, I'm not really sure what's happening here, but it is flowing up. It probably shouldn't be flowing up because they're going up. I just noticed this. Like right here, his hair is going like that. I don't think it should actually be doing that. I think it should be going like that. Because he's being pulled in this direction, so everything else is going to be going this way. You know? Because there's like resistance in the water.
Now that I had the basic idea of how everything should flow, the next step was the line art stage. There were some adjustments made to the redesign of the mermaid character. The design needed to be simple. I looked at some references of people underwater to help me better understand what that will look like. Some experimenting later, I finally had a background that I was happy with. Once the background was done, the shading and extra effects to the characters was all that was left to do. Here you can see all four of the images next to each other. I ended up taking parts from each of the older versions and putting them together into the final redraw. I'm happy with the results. If you want to see each of these pictures up close, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can view all of them. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If there's anything that you like, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and press that notification bell so you don't miss out on another upload. I upload at least 4 videos a month. See you next time. Bye.